Oh, yeah. Oh, it is. Wait a minute. Oh, no.
Okay, we know if, that down a little bit. Okay, so it's 7:01. I gotta start the recording. Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to open the October 6th, 2022 New Paltz Town Board meeting.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Um, Is this working? All right. So please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Make a motion to approve the agenda as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And announcements? I don't have any
I
announcements.
do, although my computer's not with me, Dret. Maybe if you're familiar with it, you could help out on the 11th of October. There's going to be I'm going to do a poor job, I'm sorry. A community invited event at Community Center. And I believe it's put on by the Climate Smart Task Force. And Amanda Gatto is someone who would know all about it because she sent me an email.
Okay, I got the email today, but I haven't had a chance to look
Oh,
at
yeah,
it
me neither.
because I've been getting ready for this.
Could we say any more? It's certainly, it's about, generally about how you can help with climate issues.
Mhm.
But it's going to be really exciting. And I hope maybe this, was it a flyer? Did you see it? It seemed like a flyer, right?
There'll be something, we'll put something on the town's website for people.
There'll be stations, I believe, where you can, discuss different things and really kind of hands-on. I think it'll be really exciting. So keep October 11th in your, and maybe by the end of the meeting, we could
Okay.
peek at that email and get
All
a.
right. I do have,
Because I do have, oh no, I don't have it on my phone.
I do have an announcement. We'll be closed on Monday. The town hall will be closed, town offices will be closed on Monday for the holiday.
Right.
So.
Okay.
That's the only announcements I have. And then like to open the public comment. If anyone has a public comment here, they can raise their hand. If on Zoom, if someone has a public comment, you could raise your Zoom hand and we'll try to keep it to 3 minutes. And if not, if there are no public comments, then we will move on to, we have an executive session. Essie is here now. She's joined us remotely. I would like to make a motion to go into executive session and have the chief join us.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, give me a minute to try to figure this out. I'm going to try to put us into a breakout room and bring Essie with us and bring my computer with us.
Oh, do you don't know her? She can just call me.
If we could do that too.
It's easier, no? So then you're having to do it.
Now it's just us.
We could, we have to go into a breakout room. Do you want to do an executive session here?
Wherever it's easier for you, if you're gonna break out from here, or if you wanted
Let
to.
me try the breakout room and then Essie will be able to All right, making a motion to, well, see if people are still out there. They've been out there an hour.
That's easier for Corin.
That's better. I'd like to make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. All right. And I'd like to make a motion, approve and authorize items 2A through 2E on the consent agenda.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
All right,
All right. And I'd like to invite Joseph Londa to come up and join us for the battery storage presentation and discussion. And I don't know if you have do you want to step here if you want?
Am I on camera or?
Yeah, if you're here, you'll be on camera.
He is though.
Yeah, you are already, so it's up to you. Okay.
I don't-
So very informally, batteries, of course, are ubiquitous. They're only going to become even more so. The Climate Leadership and Protection Act has targeted the introduction of 1,000 megawatts by 2025. So we're going to see more batteries dispersed across New York State. And not just large instances, but also small instances in residences and commercial units. To accelerate that trend, New York State is trying to establish permitting for what's referred to tier 1 batteries. A tier 1 battery is equal to or less than 600 kilowatts per hour. That's the definition of a tier 1. It's defined by the New York State Fire Code.
Mhm.
That's that they draw the line there. I can't tell you why they've drawn the line there, but that's where they have established it from a fire code perspective. We currently, the town currently has a solar panel permit, which lets up to 25K watt of solar panels be installed just through the permitting process, not going through a site plan.
Mhm.
So the proposal is to basically modify the existing solar permit to include batteries.
Mhm.
And it would read as an and or battery permit. Most of the use of the batteries will be paired with solar panels, either as a single installation to begin with, or the battery would be added to an existing solar system. It's very unlikely, although you could see it, that the battery would be added standalone, and it would just be grid tied. It still needs all the other pieces like an inverter and a transfer switch to prevent backfeed. So that's why it's probably uncommon, but someone could do
Yeah,
it.
but it's going to be likely more common, right, going forward, right? And so the way I understand it, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I'll try to explain this for other people, is the way the state is, this is all part of the governor's reforming energy vision, right? And so to get us to what is it, 50% renewable by 2030? I don't know if it's changed or not.
70% by 2030.
2030. So, but what they've done is it has to happen like everywhere. It can't just happen in a few places. So what the state has done is they've worked on these like universal permits and these programs to help it to make it easier for towns to do this, right? So for us to try to figure out, well, how are we going to allow like someone to have a battery, that it's pretty complicated, it's pretty technical. And for us to kind of figure that out, it would take a lot of work, and we'd have to bring in consultants and engineers, and it just slows the process down. And then every time someone wants to put like this happened with the solar panels, right? Before they were common, every town had their own different rules and requirements. And every time someone wanted to put solar panels on, it was like this major thing, and you're reinventing the wheel. And the state said, this is ridiculous. The solar panels are the same, whether they're in New Paltz or Gardner or Rosendale, and have a universal permit. This is what you need to make sure is done to make it safe. Right. And so they gave out these universal permits, and then the towns just passed it. And it's also easier for for the developers because they have the same permit.
Mhm.
And it just streamlines the process and makes it cheaper and easier,
Mhm.
but still probably safer than if every single town
Sure.
is inventing the wheel for the first time by themselves. And so this is the same process with the batteries.
Right.
Because that's the next step after solar.
Mhm.
And so we've been, this committee that Joe's on, is kind of working on this, and this is like the first step. And they
Right.
working with Stacy to, adapt it so, it's clear to her and it works for the town.
Mhm.
That's really all this
Yeah.
is.
And we've picked the proposal that we've made to Stacy to modify the existing solar permit is all based upon the model permit for batteries. So we've
Mm.
picked up all of the fields and language and added it into the existing solar, so that basically a homeowner or a business would have one permit to do, and they can declare whether or not they're doing just solar or solar and battery
Mhm.
or battery only,
Mhm.
whether that's battery part of a solar system or battery standalone. So that's the edits that we've made
Right.
to the permitting form submitted to Stacy for her review.
Mhm.
It should be noted that this is only up to, well, for the solar piece, it's 25 kilowatt. For the battery, it's 600 kilowatt per hour. Above that level, you have to go to the site plan and special use application, which needs no edits. My recommendation is it doesn't need any edits in order to handle those exceptions,
Mhm.
and they'll be kind of rare, with the exception of identifying a fee.
Mhm.
Okay.
We will need to identify a fee for
And so
those
to
exception
modify the
cases.
current permit, what's the next step for us? Like, I think we're saying, yeah, we all like, we're getting presented to the board to kind of get does the board think this is like something worth, supporting and moving
Mhm.
forward? And then if we do, then you're going to work with Stacy some more, kind of finalize it out, and then it'll come back to the board and
Mhm.
we'll have a public hearing
Mhm.
and then we'll update the code. Is that
So
right?
this
No,
is
okay.
no code.
Okay, this is just a permit.
Just a
Just a
permit.
permit.
Okay, so we just
Uh-huh.
have to, once you're done with the permit with Stacy, the board will vote in favor of the permit,
Yes.
right? And so that's the next step.
So I understand, the battery allows you to,
Two things. First off, if you have a blackout, you can run off the battery
like a generator.
like a generator. So this is instead of a generator,
Oh.
which is fossil fuel driven.
Right,
This
exactly.
is-
So if you have your solar system, you can have this and it'll run your whole.
That's right. The
I'm liking
second,
that because I have a solar system.
the second thing it does is it
Uh-huh.
handles what's referred to as curtailment. Curtailment is when your solar system is producing more electricity than you
Right.
can use.
Right,
So there are two choices of what that extra energy will do.
Mhm.
It could go into a battery,
right,
or it can go out onto the grid.
right.
And
That's what I thought.
some people, either one is, what people will do.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
but what does Central Hudson pay you for the electricity you generate?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
that's a
during
good-
the day, you're generating a lot of electricity and Central Hudson's giving you, like, I'm making these numbers up, but they're gonna give you 1 cent per kilowatt
Oh, yeah,
hour. And then at
absolutely.
night,
Yeah.
when your electric heater goes on or your mini split goes
They're
on
charging
and
you
you have to
14.
buy electricity, they're gonna charge you 10 cents a kilowatt
Of
hour.
course.
And those are made up
Right.
numbers, but
I'm
Yeah.
already,
Yeah.
I have a solar system with battery and I'm
Mhm.
already I have prioritized it to handle all my own loads, then charge my battery
Mhm.
and then give any excess, I shouldn't say give, and then feed
Mm.
the grid.
Hey, tell me where to sign. No. Like,
But the
I'm
idea
ready.
behind this is
Mm.
the goal is to make it as easy as possible for people to do the right thing. Right. And if the permit is already there and it's kind of universal and, they're getting their solar project installed and if they say, well, you could put a battery in, and then they're like, well, what's that involve? Like, well, that involves going before the planning board and the site plan. It's like, forget
I don't
that.
want to do it.
Yeah, versus, well, you just got to fill it out on the permit.
And that gives people more incentive to go in that
And the
direction.
town makes a little money
It makes-
too. No.
Yeah.
We would be making, just because like processing the permit has a fee.
Right,
Right, but the goal is not for us to get rich
No.
off of it. The goal is like, we cover the costs of Stacy having to review it and maybe inspect it.
uh-huh.
That's what it.
Now, I have,
This-
I'm sorry, I just have all these
Yeah.
questions. If you have, so there's a limit to the battery that you can have. So you can't, for instance, have a battery permit that allows you to have a battery that if all the electricity in your area goes out, not only can you keep your house going, but you can keep some of your neighbors
So a
going.
community,
help
a
with-
community storage system
Mhm.
is something that communities can do. They just wouldn't do it under the permit. They would do it through a submission of a site plan and a special use application, like any commercial project would have to go through that
And
process.
this committee that would require that's more effort to
Right.
come up with that model law.
Mhm.
And that needs law on the
Hmm.
books.
Mhm.
And
to-
that's
Oh, so
law.
that needs the
That's-
law needs to be passed. for
that's
that.
That's basically code. The
That's,
code is
we
the
have to
code
update
that
the
would
code to
support.
allow that. Right now, that's not allowed in town. Because it doesn't fit any of the zoning. Right? And it's just like solar farms are not allowed because they're not in the zoning, but the solar committee is working on updating that law to allow solar
Right.
farms.
Because that would be brilliant. I mean, Springtown, we have such a huge problem because of the flooding and because of all that. How
And they're
nice
gonna work
would it
on,
be to share?
Yep,
they're
you know,
gonna
the
work on
battery.
that.
so
Yeah.
that's the next
The
shoe.
next,
We'll finish the permit.
Uh-huh.
And then the next shoe, we come back to say, if we have any projects that exceed the limits on per the permit,
Mhm.
they would go to use the site plan,
Mhm.
special use application, and local law needs to be
Mhm.
established
Right.
to for those kinds of projects.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. Very interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
but that is like, those need to be, they need to happen if we're gonna meet these goals. But,
Yeah.
towns need to, like, we have you start with the model law and then you tweak it to how it fits your local community.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
I think we need to have them.
Well, I mean, it makes you not dependent on, monopolies that are controlling, what they have to fix and do. It's not that they don't do a great job after these storms, putting everything back together. But how nice would it be if communities could help each other?
Yeah.
By having the 3 or 4 people who can afford, to have the solar, helping the people in your neighborhood that can't, just continue to have electricity during
Those
blackouts and
kinds of
stuff like that.
community solutions,
Uh-huh.
typically they can't just be done by a commercial enterprise. They have to be done in conjunction with the local utility company because you're using their distribution grid.
Mhm.
If you're gonna feed other houses with
Mhm.
electricity,
Mhm.
you've got to do that in collaboration with the
Right.
utility
Mhm.
company.
Right,
Because you're gonna leverage their distribution system,
right. Interesting.
unless you wanted to create your own little commune and then you could.
Independent
You could power
distribution.
down your commune.
And the microgrids, we talked about that a couple
Right.
of years ago.
Indi-
It truly would be a
Independent
standalone microgrid.
Independent distribution.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Dr. Marty
Which I
Ehrman.
guess
Could be done.
there are some
Mhm.
places in New York State that actually have that, when they typically have hydro is, so they produce their own
At
electricity.
least historically.
Trying to think, a couple of places where I think that.
And so, how we're going forward, you're gonna come back to us with to have us vote on the permit? Or, I mean,
So I think it would be Stacy.
Yeah.
Saying, what I've submitted to her, she's reviewed, there's no further changes, and she is ready to have it adopted.
I mean, the other thing, we could have it, so once Stacy's okay with it, you could authorize me to sign off on it, or we could wait to have it Stacy could present it to us. It's up to you guys. I think it'll be another week or two,
Probably.
couple
yeah.
weeks,
Yeah.
We can just wait when Stacy presents it. If you guys are okay, we can just wait and then we can adopt it then. If you guys are okay with that.
That sounds fine.
You will see me back after this is done. Once we get this behind us, you'll then see me come back for the next piece of it, which is here, okay, there's proposed law to put on the books for those conditions where we exceed the 600 kilowatts. So tier 2 batteries is what they're referred to as. I'm not sure exactly when you'll see me again, but it won't be too far in the future.
Great. Well, I appreciate you working on it.
Yeah,
There's
thank
this
you.
is committee,
Yeah.
Battery storage
I think it's-
committee is working on
Super.
this. So thanks.
Yeah, thanks a
My
lot.
pleasure. It's really interesting to see or to be part of the whole transformational effort for the New York State electric grid. And there's a lot that's going to be going on in the next several years.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
All right.
Wonderful.
Thank
Well,
you.
Very good.
Thank you
Have a
very
good
much.
evening,
You
everybody.
too.
Too.
Just had a quick question, Neil.
Sure.
Did you, and then it could be my hearing, but did we approve the consent agenda through E or through G? Because I thought you said E.
I said E, and so I probably did not. I had the wrong thing written down, so G is, let's, I guess, establish an escrow for the planning board, 22/329 subdivision, Horse Hendon Road, Route 32 North, in the amount of $2,000 with a replenishment of $1,000.
Second,
Oh, I said E, so I gotta do, and that's G, and then it also a motion to escrow, this must have gotten added recently, for planning board 22354 Mohawk Preserve Site Plan Amendment Foothills in the amount of $1,000.
second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye, thanks for catching that.
Yeah. I was like, am I-
Because I ran into Adele today, and she's like,
Okay.
are you gonna do those,
Hmm.
Yeah.
the
I
easements?
just-
And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure we are.
Yeah, I remember David used to always catch those things. I'm like, oh, he was always really good. at that.
Okay, and
Trying.
so we did number 3. And then number 4 is authorization to make the final payment to Darland Associates in the amount of $99,466.36. This is for, they've finished up the final work on the courthouse here.
Mhm.
The construction managers have kind of gone in, they've inspected everything. We are where we are. I think we're pretty close. There's still a few tweaks, but that's not what Darland is working on. So this is just they've signed off on
Okay.
all of it, and this is just to approve their payment.
Okay, second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
And motion to adjourn.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Bye, Essie.
Aye.